Welcome back everyone to some Skyward Sword. Tonight's stream should be the end. We only have one more dungeon to go through, and then we'll basically be at the end of the game. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into things here. We've already kind of lost about an hour of stream time tonight thanks to a crap ton of technical issues. Man, tonight's just not my night for streaming, but we're gonna make do what we had to go through, so... Yeah... Literally minutes before I wanted to go live at 7. It's like, oh hey, you like scheduled maintenance on your internet? Like, oh, I don't like where this is going. Yeah, we're gonna have scheduled maintenance at 7 p.m. when everyone's gonna use your internet service. Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. And then, as soon as things got fixed, then my capture card in OBS started to have a freak out. Turns out, don't use release candidates of OBS because OBS 25, I tried it out. It looks cool, but hella broken right now. My capture card and Elgato capture card does not save settings. So every time I load the software, it just load up in 480p and look horrendous because this card's outputting in 1080. So yeah, that's not good. So just don't use release candidates. Avoid them like the plague. Unless you really want to be a beta tester, it's just not worth going through that headache because that costs another 20 minutes to be gone from stream tonight. Not a good night for tech. Hey Kira, how you going? How you doing? Of course, the final harp section doesn't want to work first try. Come on. There, we did it. So it's time. This is our final silent realm. We thought we were done with these before, but nah, let's still this one. But then after we complete this silent realm, there's no more left. So out of all the silent realms, this is definitely the smallest one, as Skyloft is not that big of a map. So it makes it one of the hardest in the game. A lot of people consider this one to be the hardest one, which I can understand why. I'm still tossed up if I think this is harder than like the Elden Volcano. Not the Elden, the Lanayru Desert one. I think Lanayru Desert's pretty bad, but this is probably a little bit harder. Play a little bit of tech up. Day was okay. I had a good day until like an hour ago. Because today was a good productive day, getting a lot of stuff done. And then everything went to hell. At least now things are working. You always have to have that mentality. Whatever doesn't work, you roll back to what did. That's why I'm glad you can download like old versions of OBS, because that's a lifesaver. Because if I was stuck on the new version, I'd be screwed. Alright, let's be careful here, not to get caught right away. Ooh, I see that Dusk Relic. Let me get this tier first, and then I'll get the Dusk Relic on the way back. Because I should probably make like a little bit of a loop around the top here first. Oh, I barely missed. Well, at least falling doesn't get you caught, so I don't care. Just waste some time. I'm gonna wait for him, then I'm gonna grab the tier. Alright, that was smart. Fresh file, grab it. This will restore my stamina. The one time where this text is actually helpful. Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. I'm thinking of it like a normal text box for dialogue. That part's always sketchy. Oh, same for this one. You don't have much time to push this box. And the time you take to let go of it also doesn't help. At least that jump is very generous. Alright, I'm gonna do something a little scary. Don't mind this. I'm gonna walk on this water on purpose. There's nothing in that little alcove section I gotta worry about, so I'll just run real fast. As long as I constantly move, we should be safe. I say as this guy comes out of the floor. Alright, we're good. Isn't there like a way you can jump around this? Let me try one more thing. Okay, never mind. I see in the speedruns that just kind of jump around that area. Alright, where we're running. That was a little sketchy. Alright, let me grab this tier. Then we grab the one on the bridge. And then there's one more that's right next to where we start. And then we'll be good to go. Wow, I barely had enough room to squeeze through that. Well, now the scariest part is going to be climbing this ladder, because there's, I believe, a watcher just flying around this area. Okay, we're good. So now we can just literally jump. And we're right here at the goal. So, break my shins, and that's how we end the trial. That was very smooth. Probably the smoothest trial we had outside of, like, the first one. First one's still probably one of the smoother ones, but it's the easiest one, so it makes sense. So, for doing this, we get the Stone of Trials. So this will actually grant us access to our final dungeon, which just so happens to be here on Skyloft. I think I've done the silent one that quick. I mean, the Skyloft one is definitely the hard one. And this whole game is probably the hardest one, like I said earlier. I failed this like 4 times on my first playthrough. So it took me by surprise, and I had a lot of hard times, but that's why I'm quick on this, because of how many times I had to redo it. If you know your routing in that, it can be the quickest one because of how condensed it is. Alright, so now that we did that, I want to save here real quick. So, I don't know if you guys can remember this far back, but remember the first hour of gameplay? We had this, like, old man staring at a bird statue over on this other side of Skyloft. Well, that was some very clever foreshadowing, because that little interaction from the very beginning of the game comes into play now. As you can see here, if I go in the normal first-person view, you can see this statue has one eye, but then the other one's missing. But notice what that looks like? That looks like the Stone of Trials we just got. So this is where we actually use it. But I don't want to use it here yet, actually, because I want to showcase something here. In order to do this, we need to leave. I need to go back to the Lanayru Desert, as there's something very interesting about the Stone of Trials I want to show off. And the only way to do this is actually to go back into the silent run we just played. So in order to do that, we need to go back to Lanayru Desert, pay a good friend of Thunder Dragon a good old visit. And do Skykeep Crash. Well, you know exactly what it is, yep. I want to see how this works myself. So, normally what you're supposed to do with this is you're just supposed to go straight away over to the stone and put it into the bird. and then there you go, you're done. You open your statue, it's used, it's fine. But you can actually put the Stone of Trials in the statue, apparently, during the Silent Realm trial, and the only way you have that during the trial is if you're going back to Linear Desert like I am to redo it. You're not going to have that thing during the trial for your first playthrough. That's just not how it's going to work. Alright, so we're not here to battle, we're actually here for the Silent Realm. Even though this really should not be an option you really play, because the rewards here suck. We're gonna go back to Skyloft. You know, we just came for them, this feels kind of weird. Alright, so we're not worried about doing this quick, because we're just here for one thing. Let me just grab the first tier so we don't get destroyed. And now we'll make our way over to the statue. Kinda wish there was some stamina fruit here, just like how it was in normal Skyloft. Forgot about this guy. He's determined. You know what? Here, you can catch me real quick. That's fine, because I'm right next to this tier. I'll just grab it. Alright, there we go. That guy's sleeping. Alright, so here's that same statue we just seen. It has one eye, doesn't have another one. But we can examine it here. And if we do, game just hard locks. You don't even get any other options. No cutscene tries to play. You don't get any animation. Game just frozen. I can't even press the Wii remote. So, yeah. That's a hard crash. And just like last time we caused one of those hard crashes, that counts as a death. A good way to start off tonight's stream. How'd you die? Putting in a statue's eye. Yeah, the Sky Key crash was thinking it was different for some reason. Can't remember how it worked. I'm not sure which one you're thinking of if that's the case. Because this one's just self-explanatory. There's no cutscene that's supposed to play in a Silent Realm for that statue, so that's why it just crashes. I don't know if there's any more Skykeep crashes, though. I haven't looked into pretty much any other one. Alright, but that's not it. That's not all we're doing before we actually enter our dungeon. There's another thing I want to showcase because for some weird reason, after we get this stone, something else shows up in the game, and I don't know why of all times they choose this moment in progression. So I need to sleep and make it nighttime. So back in the Waterfall Cave, after you do the final Silent Realm trial, and I don't know why this is now the time they decide to give you this in the game. Kind of feels very late, but now there's something in the Waterfall Cave for a statue to interact with. Man, that Keys is really wanting my booty. My booty. Yeah, here it is. So these butterflies, we know what this means. If I play the harp right here, we summon a Sheikah Stone. But this is no ordinary Sheikah Stone. Because notice how it doesn't give me anything as soon as I summon him. So we talk to this guy, get something interesting. This is the Moonlight Merchant. Don't ask me how I get my wares, because I'm not telling. If there's a rare babble or two you're dying to get your hands on, I may know a stone. Who knows a stone? We can get them for you. For a price. So, that's what this guy is. You can buy treasures from this guy, as he says at a hefty price tag, but now you can actually start buying treasures if you can't find anything for making things. And it's always random each night. I don't know why you would want to buy something like the blue bird feather. This is probably the easiest treasure out of these three to get. Goddess plumes maybe I would actually buy, because these are really hard to find. Golden skulls you can just grind for, but I don't know why they wait until basically the 95% mark of your adventure to give you this kind of option. Because by the time this thing shows up, like, it's just useless in my opinion. I've never used that stone for actually getting materials, because by the time he shows up, I've already crafted everything I need. Like, maybe he can be useful for, like, last minute crafting stuff, for making your shields more durable or something, but, like, that's all I can think of. And even then, you may already have it done at this point. You may already have everything upgraded, so it just feels like a weird time to unlock. So that's a thing. Also, if you thought you can put the eye in the statue at night, for some reason it turns around. I don't know who goes out here and turns the statue, but thanks. I hate you. Wherever you are, I hate you, because now I gotta go and sleep in a bed just so I can put a stone eye into this bird. Could have done it at night, but no. Guess still looking for Kukui. She's just down the street. Alright, now with all those weird shenanigans out of the way, let's finally actually activate this dungeon. There's nothing else we need to do now. Yeah, we're more than prepared to go in here. Although the arrow count's kind of low, but I'll be fine. So the statue that's been taunting us whole game finally has two eyes. And I want to know who moves the statue at night, because during the day, it could just move itself. I don't know how someone turned this statue, because that mechanism was turned off for the longest time. Okay, well that just happened. Is this a prank? I think I'm getting pranked. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but a singular cannonball shooting the side of this floating island causes the whole thing to fall apart to reveal this hidden sanctuary inside of it. That's a really strong cannonball. Let's hit the right switch. I don't like how that says 85. Like, alright. What do we do if that's, like, in the 15th percentile? Like, where do we go? I don't know why else to look for this Triforce. If it's not here, I'm gonna blame Phi. So this is it. Sky Keep, the final dungeon. And already we already have a treasure. I want it. Never been able to tell the NPCs point in the game, but I feel like none of them comment on the explosion. I don't think none of them do either, yeah, which is kind of weird. They're like, oh, something happened? I didn't see it. Also, fun fact, this is the only dungeon entrance with stairs that goes up instead of down. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It is the only dungeon that makes you go up. It's also the only dungeon that you're required to get the map, as it's your first chest. And you need the map to progress because it locks the front gates. That's a very powerful map chest. So the gimmick of this dungeon is a slider puzzle. I don't know where my cursor was. That was real far out. Okay. So this whole thing, you just play around, sliding things around here. We can't really do too much at the current moment here, because even if we make a working combination, there's actually sections that are just going to be blocked off to us, so we can't actually progress too far in this dungeon. So what I'm going to do for now is this. I do believe, like, there is a combination that pretty much means that you only have to do this puzzle, like, once or twice at the most. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but we'll just be solving this pretty raw, because I don't remember the combinations that really work. But you have to move around the dungeon in order to get to each one of these rooms. And it's a very interesting concept. I do like this dungeon a lot, just for the idea. Can that please cut it? Really? Okay, I'm just gonna use the beetle so I don't waste any more of my arrows. You can cut this thing down easily with the bow, but the shot's apparently stupid. You can't kill those guys with arrows. Neat. I don't know, that kind of screwed me from killing those guys quick, because I would do it again if I had more arrows, but I got one. Kind of want to save it. Let me just go in that same hole, because this should kill them all. Yeah, there you go. They're all dead. I could tell because of how loud that was. You're screeching. Yes, and it should take the endgame trials dungeon. Each room appears to be modeled after a previous significant area dungeon. Yeah, and it's not just modeled, but a lot of puzzles are very similar to these early dungeons too. You do have shortcuts in these rooms in case you're gonna get back to a previous section, so you don't have to traverse the whole thing again, which is nice. Now this wall, I know exactly what I want to draw, because I have one arrow, so let's restock on those. I think it's the first time this whole playthrough where whatever I drew on that wall is accurate with what I get. It's like every other time I tried to draw on those stupid goddess walls, it was the opposite. I think maybe the only other time I could think of is when I tried to draw bombs. I think that worked. And everything else didn't. So there's our first point there. And as I was saying, she can sense the Triforce from that area, but we can't get in. The door is locked. We don't have a key. Can't really go anywhere. And in fact, if we go over to this side, the door's locked because if I check our map here, it leads to nowhere. So now we know there's a key. We gotta come back here once we get it. So this is where these shortcuts come in handy. Alright, let's see. How do we want to structure this now? I want that room there. And I want to see if I can possibly connect that to something else. Although I don't think anything else can connect to that. You know what? Let me explore what this room is. That's the only room I think I can get to at this point. And maybe that has another one of these panels. That's not the only panel in this dungeon, luckily, so there are going to be other rooms with other panels to move things around. And that's good, because if that didn't exist, we would not be able to complete this dungeon. Just flat out. I see this is not just Lanayru Desert dungeon here. This is more specifically like from the Sand Sea. That guy, just stay away. I want to climb this ladder. I don't want to get shot. There we go. Oh no, I need that ball a little bit closer. That's right. Let me have the whip ready, just to make this a little bit easier. Alright, that activated the thing on top. Yeah, the red X's in the map indicate where you can move the rooms. I think so, yeah. I'll be able to find out in a sec, because I believe there's going to be another panel coming up here in a moment. Actually, wait a minute. I just remembered something. I've seen this in the speedrun once. Okay, that's not what I was thinking then. I seen him activate the switch early, but maybe I'm thinking of a different room. Yeah, let me just pull this lever. That'd be easier than swapping my items around. Alright, here's another shortcut switch, so this will take us back to where we began. That helps. Now, let me see. Could have swore in a speedrun. Yeah, I was right. I seen in a speedrun you can just shoot through this fence for some reason. It's very precise from what I can see. But for some reason, your arrows can just go straight through and you don't even need to use the spear. I think it's like a deloading issue. Like, from this kind of distance, we're so far away, maybe the draw distance is not matching the hitbox anymore. Hence why we're doing this, because I know this is a thing in Ocarina of Time. Like, you can hookshot through boulders in that game because of how far away you are. And that's just all draw distance thing. Alright, I activate all these switches. Oh, that's right, there's one more. And it's at the beginning. Completely forgot about that one. I just get the whole puzzle. You're supposed to put this ball into this conveyor belt, and then it goes through this area, activating all these, well, fences so you can get rid of them. But then you got the statues here just shooting at you, but we don't need to deal with BMOs. They put this lever here in case you gotta move the conveyor belt backwards. Like, they're pretty generous, but we know how to break the game, so it don't matter. Alright, so we are here right now, so we're gonna want to move something in such a pattern that we can get back into that area. I'm thinking something like this. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work, because this is going to be my way. Well, actually, that's pretty good because of how I have this structure. I can pretty much go all the way over to the red mark here. Which, to my knowledge, that should be the, oh yeah, we can go this way. That should be the Triforce of Power. I'm going to leave the second one there in case it doesn't respawn when I leave the room. Because I know that other barrel does have arrows and I will need them for later. No, I didn't know I had basically no stamina. I knew it was low, but I thought I had more than that. Oh, that's nowhere near this wall. But it somehow still blew it up? Alright, well I guess that was a speedrun trick. Yeah, wait, no, we're just gonna blow you up. Can you blow up already? Okay, I don't know how that worked, but thank you. I didn't know I can shield bash a bomb. Oh, more arrows. Perfect. I almost thought for a second he dropped more arrows. Like, okay. When I need arrows, no one drops them. When I have more than enough, here's a 10 pack. How it goes. Alright, so this sign's interesting. Seek the gemstones that sleep behind each statue. If you strike them in order from lowest to highest, the door will open. So it tells you the order we need to hit switches. Is my shot even curving? It kind of is. It's just the slope does not help. How'd that one explode first? That doesn't make sense. Okay. Sure. Clever way so I don't have to go over to the other side. Just grab me some bombs. Maybe I can fly over these trees. Ah, clever. Good bad for the beetle though, but it works. Okay, thanks, Link. You're supposed to stand on the solid slab, not slope. Can I hit the arrow thing over in this area with an arrow from this distance? No. Let me use the bombs again. At least these switches aren't on timers, so I can just kind of do this with no worries. There we go. Perfect. I need more bombs. Okay. I don't know. It feels a little unnecessary because of that one area with the bomb flowers, but sure. It's just one bomb, so it would take forever to restock them. Oh, was it bad? Hit it again. There you go. Need to have that shortcut ready just in case. Is it gonna grow back today? Thank you. We barely have enough time for this puzzle. Jeez, that's kind of close. What a jip. I know I'm supposed to be able to get hearts and those from normal mode. This is hero mode. No hearts. Oh, great. I gotta find a Moldorm. I'm basically on a one-hit state. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, boy. My favorite. I'm expecting to die. No, no, no. I'm not going down there. Which way are you doing? Okay, you're going that way. Man, you're taking the long way around. Alright, where's it going? Alright, good. He's not coming down here. Okay, that's one dead. Let me get the second one. Alright, just doing a loop. That's good. Wow, okay, that was smooth. No problems whatsoever. Normally when I fight these Moldorms, I just have the hardest time because the final hit takes like 5 minutes. They keep on going in circles, but they don't really stop long enough for me to attack. And then they notice me by the end. Not the case this time. And so I can move around these rooms, but I'm actually going to leave them alone for right now. Because we have one room set up perfectly to get the Triforce, so I'm just going to leave that be. Fairy. Ooh. Give me. Oh, I didn't know this was gonna be my next room. Oh boy. It's a good thing we just got that fairy. So this is our boss here. This is the only boss fight we're gonna have in this whole dungeon. So its name is Your Hearts Are Depleting, so that's my favorite name. Now, its real name is this, LD003D Dreadfuse. This is a similar model to the robot that stole Skipper's ship in Lanayru's Sand Sea. So basically, this is the thing's brother. Very interesting. Just like his brother, stabs are best for this fight. Okay, well, it's a good thing I have the fairy, because that would be bad. Oh, don't even give me a second to react, thanks. Good thing her shield has an infinite amount of stamina and will never break, because this fight, I swear, I'm constantly bashing my shield. Even if I'm doing it wrong, it's still safe. Okay, I did a shield bash and it counts as a spin attack. I have several questions. Motion controls. Wait, where am I in relation to that? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, I never... Oh, that's so dumb. That is so dumb. I didn't know that about this dungeon. If you die, it resets you back to the current state before you mess with stuff. So my last state was at that statue saving. So I gotta redo all that stupid setup. That is so dumb. Why would they do that? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I do all that just to use this other switch. That's so dumb. Wait, this goddess wall's gone. Can I reactivate it? Nope. Gone forever. Kind of weird it doesn't show the walkway getting shorter like the Sand Sheep Pirate. I don't really think it gets shorter in that fight, so that's probably why, but the guy's more aggressive to make up for it. Wait a minute. This guy go like this. Wait a minute. No. I want this to stay up here. Yeah, like that. Okay, this is more like what I was wanting. Although it's still kind of a weird pattern. I'll leave it like this for now. Because after that boss fight, there's another one of these tables, so I'll fix it up there. Now, knowing that this game does a weird state thing in this dungeon, where it won't save my puzzle, we're just gonna actually take a real save, but keep it this way. Now, next time we die, I'll stay like this. That is so dumb. I did not know it didn't save your progress like that when you game over. It just puts the dungeon back to how it was in the previous state. That's just weird. Loses so much progress, man. Like, imagine any other dungeon where you solve a puzzle, you die, and the puzzle resets itself after you solved it. That's pretty much this right now. At least all these doors are still open, so I can just walk right through and... Oh, hey, would you look at that? I'm back. Oh, and the fairy's gone. That's not good. Can I like restructure this again and make things slightly better? Because obviously I can move this down. If this is the room I'm thinking of, then it should be fine. Let me put it back to how I had it in the past. Oh wait, no I can't because of the structure. It won't work. I'll just leave it like this. Since I can't do anything there anyways, I might as well just leave it this way. Alright, round 2. Alright, there you go. Now time for the harder one. Phase 2. Am I getting double hits? How am I getting double hits? That's different. Alright, I didn't know you could do that. Wow, that was way more smooth compared to the first fight. One blunder, and that's when he has electrical attack out. That was it. Wow. Alright, well that makes up for the first fight. By a lot. And so that's technically the boss of Skykeep. That's it. I'm not joking. There's no traditional boss here because this is not really a traditional dungeon, so they don't really have a traditional boss at the end of it. We did all that, mainly just for the small key. Now we can go back to the green room. Now we can actually complete it. For now, let's fix some stuff here. Since we're in the center, this is actually kind of perfect. I can rearrange a bunch of stuff. Well, I arranged this in such a way I can do this trial, so I might as well just get the fire one done. I want to see something real quick. So this is a very long room. There's a lot of stuff we gotta do here. Since this is based off the fire sanctuary, we have the whole puzzle of riding across the lava with these blocks. And you gotta control the current, just like in that dungeon. And I want to save here real quick, because I want to see something. And also, since we defeated the boss, we don't have to worry about things changing now. That's not it. Also not it. What's going on? I don't know where I need to stand for this, but there's technically a clip here. But I don't know what it is. Alright, I'm not gonna do it for right now. We'll do it on the way out. I gotta look up the angle. So we'll do the room legit, then we cheat. Instead of cheating and then doing the room legit. I got time. I got plenty of time to look up where that angle is supposed to be. Really want to make sure they halted your progression by halting your movement. Not today. Not allowing that. Okay, don't know why my stab didn't come out, but I'm glad I made the jump. Alright, so I'm doing nothing now for like half a minute, so this is the perfect time to look up where I'm supposed to be shooting on that thing of vines. Let's see. I saw a good demonstration of this on Son of a Glitch years ago, so let me see if I'm correct on that. Let me look at the timestamps. Well, for now, let me at least activate this. Oh yeah, here we go. I was right. I'll look at that later. Now, we'll do it legit. We're already halfway through this puzzle. Although this is the most excruciating part of this. This part right here takes forever. And if you fall in the lava and die, you gotta redo it all. It really does suck. I thought my Skyward shot can actually kill more of those guys? I'm surprised it didn't. Oh, barely. Was it in this section I'm thinking of? Or is it the next one over? Let me see something. No, that was here. There's a random $100 in here. I'll take that. Give me them 100 rupees. I don't know why it's there, but it's a nice bonus. Kind of like the one we found in Elden Volcano. I hear enemy music, but I don't see anything. Probably on the other side of the wall. Oh, barely. Jeez, cut that one a little close. Oh, that's right. I know what I can do for this. Is that platform still there? You know, I'm just gonna let it die. It would probably be safer at this point to reactivate the platform, because it didn't look like it would have enough time. Yeah, this is kind of a strange trial for power. I guess the power part here comes into your levels of, well, you just... Let me just do this first before I die. There we go. Alright. It's probably test the power because of endurance, because if you gotta go through all this and you have the endurance for your power... I don't know, that's weird. I mean, it makes sense because the region this is based off of is Din's region, which... That's how you get your correlation for the fire, but that's pretty much it. Because, yeah, this is not really a good trial for power, because the other two trials we have to get the other two pieces of the Triforce, they do represent what the Triforce is. The one for wisdom is a big puzzle room, and then the one for courage is an enemy gauntlet. I activate that room just for later. Alright, well. We still have more Silent Realms. I lied before. We still have to go back. But luckily, it's not a Silent Realm trial. It's just a small little room with a thing of Triforce. Every time you collect one of these, it heals you too, so we're back up at full health. Imagine they made you do another Silent Realm just get the Triforce. That'd be awful. Oh good. All that hard work got me one singular rupee. Validated. Alright, let me save here real quick. Because now that we did that room, we're gonna try doing this clip I was trying to do earlier. Okay, I see where you need to do it. So if I stand like right around here, I like to say, and then I hookshot on the right side, Yeah, it just sends you out of bounds. So here we are on the bottom of the room. Luckily, there's collision down here. So as you can see, we're underneath everything. This is pretty cool. So I can run all the way over here. It's on the other side. And, well, one, you can see that loading zone. It still goes somewhere, but it's not connected to anything, so we can't reuse it. I walked a little too far out of bounds, but luckily I don't lose health for that. But where am I? Okay. So, you barely have enough distance for this. But luckily, you can actually go back into bounds by hookshotting the vines over here, so you can skip this whole room. You don't need to do this at all if you know about this clip, which is great, because in speedruns, that's what they did for the longest time. I don't think they actually do this dungeon anymore. I think with their current skips, this whole area is just cut out of the run. But in the past, when they had to do this dungeon, that's what they did. They just basically skipped the entire room with one singular clip. And it saves so much time. It's the longest room in this dungeon, so I don't blame speedrunners for doing that. Alright, so we might as well get this one out of the way. Because we're right here. So now, we can go do the courage trial. Hey Amber, how you doing? I gotta be really careful here. I don't think they put a save statue in this area, so I have to kind of just do this raw. Alright, let's do it. There's gonna be a lot of enemies to fight. Starting with Tubbies. These guys aren't gonna be too bad, but it's the next room. It's gonna start getting challenging. Vault over you, and then I'll vault over the second guy, and now stab. Alright, good. Stay away. Give me my 20 bucks. I get away again. Doing alright? How you doing? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. Let's try to snipe these guys as much as possible. Okay, I think that was all of them? Was it? Nope, one more. Nope, nope, two more. Never mind. Guy shot me down from the ceiling. Where's that found a goblin? Where is he? Oh, there he is. No wonder why I couldn't see him. Alright, easy enough room when you have bombs. Now for the last one. This one's going to be challenging. Because if you guys remember back to the ancient system, we had a mini-boss that was an evolved form of Southos. He's returning for one final fight. He's not alone. He brought the undead with him too, because in this room, we had those dead goblins coming back too. We want to take them out first, because they're going to be a nuisance. As you can see, they specifically put these guys in this room to make sure your day is a living hell. They're gonna grab you and hold you down so the giant Stompless over here, the Stallmaster, can do his thing. Take him out first. Hey Matt, how you doing? Alright, there we go. Phase 2. Luckily, we don't have to worry about our shield, since it has infinite durability. So I'm gonna just spam shield bashing. And of course, we had a late shield bash and we died. Of course. Gotta love motion controls. I think he was only a few hits away too, so that's the worst part. Because here's the thing. We have to redo that whole gauntlet. They don't save your progress of killing those guys. You have to start from the very beginning, so that sucks. Kind of why I was wishing they put a save statue there. It's weird how they put one in the Triforce of Power trial, but they don't for the Courage trial. When the Courage trial has more things there that can kill you, it's okay. Thanks. I don't understand, but thanks. I hate it. Curse becomes so much help. Yeah, that's why you use the bombs. Take them out in one shot. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. Alright, round 2. This time we don't have 4 hearts going in, so we're not gonna get one shot about the Stallmaster. Oh, give me that 20. I want it. Even though I'm not going to be using money at all at this point, I still want it. Oh, that was becoming down there. Whoops. Oh, that doesn't shoot through that crack? Alright, hang on. Just getting closer. Oh, thanks. Thanks, I appreciate it. Okay, trick these guys out. Do this. Yeah, the AI gets confused and runs against the wall. Perfect. Okay, that hit me through the wall. That's actually not that good of a strategy. That's really a terrible strategy. A really terrible strategy. We're just not gonna do that again, because that is gonna kill me. In fact, we're actually gonna quit because I have basically nothing. So having next to no bombs and next to no arrows is a really bad thing, so we'll just reload my save. What happened Comcast earlier? Well, for some stupid reason, someone at the higher ups thought, let's just do scheduled maintenance at 7 p.m. You know, the peak time for anyone to be using their internet. Yeah, that's smart. We want to do maintenance at 7 when everyone's probably going to be using the service, so my internet just went down for like an hour for no reason. It was stupid. And then right before I got on, then I had OBS issues too, which is even better. Moral of the story is also don't use release candidate OBS. I'm really liking the new features that are starting to add into OBS 25, but it's really buggy right now. Like, more buggy than any other release candidate I use, which is kind of sad to say. So I don't know if it's going to be rolling out as fast as some other versions from release candidate at the standard. In the past, I kind of rolled them out after a week of doing beta testing. This one feels more buggy. A lot more buggy. Yeah, freaking Comcast best. If there was any other ISP in this area, I would just jump ship. I wouldn't use the service because I despise Comcast. They're the worst. They kind of just do what they want. They don't really inform anyone what they're doing, they just do it. But they're the only thing in the area, so I kind of have to deal with it. I'm just mad that basically the internet went down like in the middle of an upload I was doing, so I wasted 5 gigs because of that. I was like, thanks guys, you're gonna charge me for data usage when you cut my internet in the middle of me using it, and I have to redo everything. And then you tell them that and they don't give a crap. So, this is the way of dealing with big corporate. Come on, shoot through. There's a giant gap there. Thank you. Ah, crap. I didn't want to take damage. That's not good. And no one dropped arrows? And there's still this guy. Oh, well, that's even worse. Alright, well, I'll grab his arrows. This is better than nothing. This came at the stream tonight. I'm still not forgiving that. Like, I disagree, actually. Like, there's no at least on that one. They shouldn't have done that at 7 p.m. Like, they know better. As an ISP, you should know better that people use your service at this time because everyone's back at home from work and dinner and they're watching content online or talking to their friends on Skype or something. Like, guys, you don't do scheduled maintenance at a peak hour. Because TV was also out, and people watch TV at this hour too. That's when all the shows start coming on. Like, what are you doing? Do you schedule maintenance at 3 a.m. when no one uses their service? I don't understand that. No, crap. No! I didn't know I had no stamina left. I was paying attention to his arm structure and not my stamina meter. Alright, attempt number 4. I'm not surprised this room's giving us issues because we have an enemy at the end that can do 4 hearts of damage. And it's an enemy gauntlet. This is the point where I'm going to start dying all the time in this dungeon. I kind of expected that. That's kind of why I'm annoyed that there's no statue right here to save at. Like, why? Put one in this room. Oh, don't push me off the cliff. Just be annoying. I don't lose health, luckily, but I don't want to fall either way. Oh, come on. Stop hiding behind the corner. Die like a real Bokoblin. Oh, I can't get those arrows. Yeah, I'll be right. I don't need them. Come on, over here. Join your friend. Okay, this is the best we've gone in this room, so I can at least take one hit from the Stallmaster and be okay. Yeah, I just gotta pay more attention in this fight compared to last time. Alright, there we go. Phase 2. There we go. Easy. Just gotta actually focus. And they knew it was so difficult, they made this guy be like a 100% chance drop rate of a fairy. They knew. Like, here, have some health back. Not much being at 6 hearts, but it's better than nothing. For me, it's an insta-heal. Nope. Target this. I don't know why I was targeting the switch. Alright, so this will just leave one more Triforce piece to get. And that one's not going to be nearly as bad as this because it's not an enemy gauntlet. So, the worst is over. Alright, let me see something on my map here. Okay, so I can't get to this room. It's inaccessible, so let's go back this way and reorder some stuff so I can get to the neighbor room, and then we should be good. I don't really think I need to worry too much about going to certain areas at this point. So, actually, have you even gotten out of your room? Yeah, we have. Okay. Let's see. I want to connect this in such a way I can easily get to you. Right now, I can't go down there. Okay, this is going to be a long go. I'm going to do this. There. I can use this area to fix some stuff up, and then we should be good. Sacred Cheese, Dorito number 2. At least it's not like Triforce Hunt. It's like, alright, good. We only need 3 to beat the game. It's not like Ocarina Randomizer. Like, alright, you found 2. Another 18 to go. Have fun. Okay, there's like no easy way for this to be moved in a way that can help me. Okay, maybe I picked the worst room to do this kind of puzzle in, because this is not great for structuring. Yeah, this is actually horrible for structuring. Oh, I don't like this. Let me do that. Actually, why did I quit so fast? Yeah, I gotta go this way. Okay. Got myself all turned around here. This dungeon is very confusing. So you're bound to get turned around because you put a room in a weird layout and now you gotta fix it. Like, it just happens. If I can get this room up there, it'd be fine. Just getting it out of the corner will at least be a good idea for now. Actually, wait a minute. Let me see something. One more thing. No, I would have to slide that way again, do the puzzle. Okay, I'm almost thinking maybe I can now fix things. But no, I can't. I'll just be back to square one. This almost works out so great. So close, yet no. Like, now, you gotta move another thing. So wait a minute. There you go. Okay, now that works way better. Then I can just go back into the room I came, go to the right, and we're in our final trial. Okay. That was a really messed up way to get there, but this works. Alright, final trial. You see, they put a safe statue in here. Why can't they do it for the courage trial? Come on. They put one in both of the other two. That's so confusing. Unless there is one in the room and I just missed it. But even then, I don't think there was. I'm gonna pause this to confirm after we're done with this cutscene. I don't think there is a safe statue in there. It would show up on my map if there was. Because right there, there's a bird. Over here, there's a bird. So that's both of the other trial rooms. But in this one, nada. Nothing. No bird. I feel like giving it the bird right now. Just take this bird statue and push it somewhere else. I really cannot reach up from here. Alright, we'll just go around. Bird's the word. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Here, eat this. That's my sphere, not yours. Oh, that's awkward. Put it over there. Wait, what? Oh, I get it. It's this wall. I gotta move this back a little bit. There you go. I thought I was clipping outside a little too much and activating the other wall. That's not what that was. We'll grab me some arrows real quick. I'm right here. Oh, not the slingshot. I need the claw shot next. Alright, so I gotta throw... Okay, well, I guess that works too. I was gonna say, I have to throw this down in a very specific spot so I can activate these like metal grates up above so it can disappear, but sure, we'll just fall down and put it down there instead. I was gonna throw it, but let's just put it down gently. Oh, come on, can I not do that, please? You know what? Here, just die. I didn't land on anything else, so I should go back up the top. Yeah, there you go. Now this time land. Thank you. Man, this room got stupid. All for the wrong reasons. Alright, this is it. This is our last piece of the Triforce. And now, we're done with the dungeon. No boss. We really just had to deal with that robot before, and that's it. So our mid-boss is our real boss at this point. That's it, the final piece of the Triforce. Now we have all three. Now we have the ability to make Zelda's wish of vanquishing Demise a reality. It's also going to vanish here in a second. Vanish from existence. Wow, okay. So, I'm looking at some stuff behind the scenes here. Remember earlier in the stream I just said don't download OBS release candidates because they're busted beyond belief? They literally just updated the OBS release candidate like 10 minutes before it went live to release candidate 3. They just posted again on Twitter saying here's release candidate 4. So apparently release candidate 3 was so buggy, they immediately had to fix it and tear it down. That is bad. I don't think I've seen a faster turnaround for abated software in a while. That was quick. Well, I definitely have something to test after the stream. This time I'm not going to install, I'm just going to run the zip. Was the silent realm the sacred realm? I believe that's actually what it is, yeah. It's just you're in a different portion of the sacred realm each time you're doing a trial, so you never really realize it's the sacred realm. Alright, but now we gotta make a wish. I wish for a hoagie. And that's how the game ends. Link's just make the stupidest wish of all time. So it's not for killing Demise, it's just to get a sandwich. What if he actually did that? Hyrule would just be screwed if he did that. Link's heart's in battle, so he'd probably make as many wishes as he wants as long as he kept the Triforce. I mean, yeah, probably true. It's hard to really say how the Triforce works when it comes to wishing. This game makes it look like you only can make wishes when you're near the Triforce. It doesn't separate. And then you get a game like Wind Waker where you make a wish and then the Triforce is just lost. It disappears at that point, being flooded with Hyrule. I don't know, how the Triforce works in every game is different, so it's really hard to say how this would work for wishing. But apparently our wish to make Demise disappear is literally just crushing him with a statue. If we knew it was this easy, we would just made that bird statue from up above shoot this thing a couple more times to fall down. Sorry, Groose. We have to destroy your Groosinator to put the statue down. Hope he won't mind. He'll be fine. This means we wake up Zelda, so I think he'll forget about it. Yeah, this is actually where this island was supposed to be this whole time. So this island floating in the sky connected to Skyloft was a part of the surface, and it was a part we kept on going to constantly. Makes you think. Like, why was this area so huge in this crater, and there's nothing down here but this like weird looking spiral? Well, that's because it was a part of this. That spiral was created because of Skykeep. It's really interesting to think about. Either the thing's gonna crack, or it's just gonna melt. Either way, it's gonna be a little weird. I hope that doesn't shatter inside Zelda. That would really hurt. Ah, she's fine. Good morning, Zelda. How was your nap? Your centuries worth of nap. Because we don't know how far back that was that we kept on going back and forth through the gate of time into. She's just asleep for hundreds of years. It's fine. Full mobility. For the most part. Still a little tired, a little groggy. Hey guys, look, I found a girlfriend in the back. I love Bruce's face in this cutscene. It's so wide-eyed. And it gets so emotional, it just can't hold it in. Can't hear it, though. Just a silent cry. And some silent laughs. That's the only thing that bugs me about this cutscene. It's very emotional, but because I don't play any sound effects, it also kind of feels weird. Look, Granny, it's a Zelda. What was that? Oh yeah, that's right, Gearhim exists. I think we kind of forgot about that in Request for the Triforce. Kind of just let him do his own thing for the last couple of hours. Gearhim, look. There's like 3 tree triangles out there, so let's just ignore that and yank the girl. Oh, this convenient gated time right here. Yeah, that's a thing that's kind of weird about this cutscene. He could easily revive his master by using the power of the Triforce, but instead, he doesn't know about that, and he yanks Zelda away back to the past. Kind of interesting. Again, I think the reason why he's doing this instead of just using the Triforce is because he doesn't know about the Triforce and how it works. He just found out about the Gate of Time not too long ago. So he doesn't know anything about this mystical power of Triforce yet. Because in theory, he could just easily grab it outside, because we're not guarding it right now. And he can use that to wish back Demise. Because the Triforce is all-powerful, could probably be used to revive things too, even if they're permanently destroyed. Oh man, that's harmful. Your pulling hair makes my gorge rise. Come on, Bruce worked all day on this pop door. Yeah, he's determined. He'll go through any length, including time. Although, apparently he wouldn't go through wishing back his master from the Triforce outside, if only he knew. Alright, so before we go in there, I want to show off 2 things real quick. For starters, let's go outside. Because out here now, we have the statue from the very beginning of the game down on the surface. So now the sealed grounds is completed. And it's very bloomy here, like it's super bright. The fact that the statue here is white, it really doesn't help with the lighting here. It makes it very bright, but it's fine. It looks nice. More importantly, though, I want to see, can I find any bugs out here? Because it's something interesting to know about the bugs in this area now. But that's if they spawned. I don't see any. I don't think they did. Unless, actually, maybe. If you're what I'm thinking you are. No, it's still Farron. Okay, that's not what I thought. So, the one I'm thinking of in particular is actually the beetles. But they didn't show up in this time. Maybe if I, like, leave the area a couple times it'll work, but I'm not gonna bother with that. So, now you can actually find the sky stag beetle down here. So, certain sky bugs are now gonna be in the seal ground since this used to be in the sky. So, that's a neat thing to note. Also, I kind of forgot to show one little thing. It's fine, because I need to reset after all this. It'll get me back here quicker, so I'll do that instead. I'll use a different file to show off what I'm wanting to show off. Honestly, I forgot to do this before I pulled down things. I want to head back to Skyloft, actually, because now, interesting thing. We kind of took away the giant statue that's been here on Skyloft this whole time. It's reflected here in the map, but now you can't see that statue here anymore. It's just gone. So if I fly over to the Night Academy, we drop off here. And I do believe we just turn around, there should be someone here. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Gabora. So notice how there's nothing here anymore, because this used to be the way to the statue in this area. And they actually comment on it. It's happened, Link. The goddess. The goddess and her isle have vanished from Skyloft. Yeah, I kind of pulled it down. No need to explain, Link. When all catastrophes are overcome. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied today. Only will then the goddess make her return to the surface. These are the last of the sacred words passed down here in Skyloft. It's only now that I realize the significance of them. Yes. The meaning is clear to me. That means it's all over. My Zelda, she's safe at last? Let's not tell him the truth, but unfortunately we have to. We'll break the news very carefully. I'm sorry. And whatever other surprise fate may have in store for you, I'm sure you would triumph. We're all counting on you after all. Stay focused on the task at hand, put your strength into it, and you can't go wrong. I have faith that you should bring my daughter back to me. I desire that more than an explanation or whatever that was that transpired here. Good luck, Link. Yeah, let me just follow your daughter. I'm going. See ya. Still acts as falling off normally. Unfortunately, you lose a jumping off point here for flying, so if you use the one back of the statue, now you gotta find another one. That's kind of annoying. The thing I forgot to show, actually, before I pulled that statue down, is there's one key thing. There's one key thing that got destroyed, and now I'm sad. Because I think we just put a whole bunch of animals into a homeless state. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't come down to the surface with us. You can't find them down in the seal grounds. So to explain what I'm talking about here. We could have done this as soon as we had the hook shot, but honestly I did not remember about this at the time. It's on me. So, put the statue back here. If I hook shot up to this ledge, down here is this little area. And you hear that? It's a bunch of remlets. They're in the flowers. So we pull these guys down to the surface with us, and there's no sign of them down there at the seal grounds. So I think we just murdered a whole bunch of remlets. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can fly away. Or you did when the statue was falling, because that's pretty tragic. Here, I'll play you a tune though. After singing along. How cute. Yeah, a bunch of animals murdered. Hey, not me, it's the goddess. Zelda has a cruel sense of humor. Oh, I didn't mean to stab. Well, I just scared a whole bunch of them. Whoops. It's even still terrified of me. It's like, I'm sorry. Motion controls are jank. I can't help it. At least this one's friendly. You don't mind being stabbed, do you? No. You like being stabbed. So yeah, I forgot to show this area off. There's no point in this because there's nothing here, but it's a cute little Easter egg. Although there's one of these. You get more beetles over here if you want them. That's a thing. There's one more thing I think I was gonna look at. I think that was actually it. Alright, so yeah, I think we're good now to go to the end. These ones like me, so I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna call you George. See you later, George. Where's the hookshot point again? There it is. Oh yeah, it's another thing. Kukui's mother. Whoops.
Hey.
Whoops. We may have accidentally killed Kukui's mother too, because she just disappeared. You know what? We need to find out where she went to. I've never done this before. I've never gone to this area and never talked to Kukui like this. Like, I've never kept her around this long, so that's actually a very interesting point. What happened to Kukui's mother? She falls down too. Oh man, I don't know what's worse, killing remnants or killing a human. Probably the remnants. Let's find out. We'll go back to Skyloft again real quick. Alright, scurried off the island. The moment started to rumble. I hope the mother did the same thing, if that's the case. Alright, now we should be back at the Skyloft again. I don't know where this is going to put me since I never saved at a bird statue. We saved at a cutscene. I don't know what kind of coordinates this is going to give me. Well, that was boring. Well, there she is. Just outside of her house. Alright, well, she was smart enough to leave the island. Still looking for Kukui, though. Now the grass is falling and there's still no sign of Kukui. Oh, my sweet Kukui. Let's not tell her that she could have been on the island, because then this mother's gonna have a heart attack.
Hey.
I'm actually surprised I thought about this. That's very interesting.
Hey.
Because that would have been a big issue. Like, oh yeah, you're doing this quest for Kukui's mom, and then you destroy the island that just disappears for life. Like, yeah, that would be tragic. To save the daughter, only to murder the mother. What a way to go. Alright, well, before we head back to the surface, because we got one more trial left, and that is pretty much going to be one of the worst things at this point. It's going to be a gauntlet. I think we're well prepared. I would honestly prefer more fairies, but we can get them along the way. So, we're ready to go back, but we're actually going to take a quick break here. I'm going to get up, stretch, and get a refill on my drink. And then when we return, we'll be back into the sealed temple, chasing after Zelda back in the Gate of Time. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, we're back. Let's go ahead and finish things up. But before we step into that portal, let's grab a fairy. As you can see, in between the intermission, I just got us back here. I just reloaded my file while now we're here, so that saves us some backtracking time. And I'm gonna make another save after getting that ferry, making sure I keep it. Now we're going to this next area too. I'll make things a little bit more bearable. And what happened to you? Oh, Gearman happened. Oh yeah, that's right. It's kind of looking at an island that fell from the sky. I was a little distracted, I can't help it. It's not like we have infinite amount of time because we can go back in time. Is there a ferry over here? Because I want another ferry. Nope. Wasn't sure there's a ferry in this area or not. Alright, let's go. Given some thought that Zelda couldn't have been asleep for very long, since Granny's just a very old Impa. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, you kind of get that idea once you start seeing the bracelet on Zelda's arm, and you also see the same thing on Granny's arm. If you pay close attention, you can figure it out pretty early. To be fair, I knew it was Impa within the first 5 minutes, because it literally just looks like Impa. Also, I love this cutscene so much. He has to have a little bit of a victory dance before he does the ceremony. That's how cocky Ghirahim is. We can't just make our way down there because Ghirahim knows he needs a long time for this ritual. So here's a horde of enemies. It's a big horde of enemies too. Alright, so it's been a few years, guys, but here's my next stream of Hyrule Warriors. Just as many enemies here as there are in Hyrule Warriors. It's insane. Look at all the bokoblins. So many bokoblins. I'm surprised that we can handle this. I'm not gonna lie, I would expect more slowdown here. Now, luckily for us, there's a crap ton of moblins here, bokoblins, all that kind of stuff. But they're weaker. So, these guys we can take out much easier compared to normal ones. Unfortunately, you kind of need stamina to do it. I didn't take them all out, but that just makes my life a little bit easier. Now they're going to start coming in waves with bombs. Gotta be careful with the bomb guys. Got Joker Pie 3S version of Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, that version runs like crap. Wait, what? How did... I guess there were still bombs there? I want this guy to get against the wall. There's a skip you can do here. But it requires one of these Vat Moms to be right against the wall. You vault off their shield, and then you just jump over this fence. But sadly, he's not in a good spot, so I'm gonna just have to take him out. Why am I restricted? Yeah. For some reason, you can't use the beetle here, and I don't know why. To be fair, I don't know why you would also want to use the beetle here, because this is a very closed-off section, so that can be a pain. Now they also start to introduce archers, so we really gotta be careful. Alright, now this is the most interesting enemy of all of them. You may think that's just a normal blue bokoblin. What's so interesting about this guy? He's super quick, and he has a crap ton of health. The guy is very special. It's the only type of blue bokoblin like this in the whole game. It's really weird, but it's really interesting at the same time. I'll get rid of some of you guys. Oh, okay, you didn't even move. You just came in hot. And doing that just caused me to take some damage. Interesting. Ah, he's dead. Alright, we're almost there. Let's have a little bit more left. Don't mind me, casually strolling down the mountain. Alright, this is our final little stop before we get the gear him. Although, I'm honestly surprised this is the final one because Stalfos are not nearly as bad as that blue bokoblin. That's still a lot of bokoblins, but they all have like 1 HP. That's all the standards. So I'm just gonna do this. Wait, how did that one hit me? Excuse me. That was like a good 3 feet away. That slash should not have counted. I disagree hardcore with that. I'm legit confused. I'm gonna reload my file to get my fairy back. No, I didn't want to hit back. Scratching my nose. Motion control being very jumpy. Alright, well at least I can get a second fairy over here, making that 3 in total. Oh wait, no I can't because it saved me in between. Can I get a third one? You can call us mooks for 1 HP, huh? I'll show you. It just murders me. I will say they're weak suckers, but apparently they got the range. They got the big ranges. Alright, the pot's back. Good. Alright, that's gonna be a full set of fairies. Alright, cool. Saving again. I want to see something as well. I'm gonna equip the beetle. I want to see what this game does, since now it restricts the beetle in this horde section. I wonder if it just de-equips it or it blanks out my slot. We'll find out here in a minute. Alright, we know the spiel there. We're not gonna taunt the Impa. Gotta save here so we have less cutscenes now, in case we die again. I do have this one cutscene we have to rewatch every time now we gear him, but luckily this is hero mode, so I can skip cutscenes. So at this point, we'll just skip it. I believe if I die in this section and go back, I think the cutscene just watched. So on a standard file, the same trick applies. Wait, I can still use my beetle. Oh, damn it. I pressed the B button and immediately pull up the wheel, so never mind. You can't use the beetle. I can't move. I can't move. I'm stuck on someone's leg. There's too many goblins. Well, that wasted my first fairy. Alright, second one down. That's a really bad start. I don't want to use my Skyward Strike. That would literally break this. And that's the whole point about this playthrough. We're restricting things like that. Oh, crap. Hi. I got a second chance after this skip. I've never done it before, so if we get it, that'd be pretty impressive. But I don't think I will because they're throwing 3 bombs at me and this guy's not against the wall yet. Get in there. Alright, what's up? He's dead. And that was the second one. There's one more. Okay, there goes my health, so that's my third fairy. I'm doing vertical slashes. There you go. You just killed your friend. Oh, never mind. He's alive. Really? I got no fairies too, so that's just really bad. You guys are spawning a much worse way this time compared to the first time. Like, they're spawning in groups that are right in my walkway. And that didn't happen the first time. Nope, okay. Sure. Don't even let me put the bomb down yet. This is gonna be rough. And I believe if you die in the Gear Him fight, you have to do this again too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. People are very mixed about this final boss fight in this game. Some people say it's the hardest in the series. Some people say it's the easiest. I'm on the side of the easiest. So once we get past Gear Him 3, then it should be smooth sailing. Famous last words. Yeah, as soon as you tap B, it just immediately pulls back up your item wheel, so you're not allowed to use the beetle. Oh, crap. Nope, nope, going this way. It kind of worked. I don't like that bomb being right next to my foot. I'm nervous. That's a weird camera. I've never seen that kind of angle before. Oh, that was almost it. I almost got out of here. Well, I killed 2 tubbies. Oh, wait, no, we killed all 3. All right, let's go. What hit me? I didn't even see an arrogant shot. I saw it get hit on someone else, not me. I'm a little confused. Someone just fart and I die? That one made sense. Yeah, I heard the arrogant shot too, but I saw it hit the bokoblin. So that's kind of weird. Like, I'm guessing it just went through him and ran to me. Jeez, these guys' range are stupid. There. Blue guy's down. How many fairies do we got? We got one more. We'll be fine. Alright, Dolphins down. Open up the gate, please. Thank you. Alright, final rush. Alright, that's how I expected that to go the first time we got here. Let me in. Let me in. Now, luckily, we actually have a ferry going to Girahim 3. After what we had to go through in the boss rush back in Lanero Desert, we're gonna need it. Yeah, Girahim, he kind of learned a little too late that messing with me and then letting me get away, maybe not the best idea. Hold a grudge really well, dude. I'm just gonna want to murder you now. Also, I love how he's grunting in that cutscene. It's like it's a Dragon Ball power-up scene, but his mouth is still moving like he's talking. Like, you guys kind of screwed up that one. Keep his mouth open, not lip-flapping. Oh, that's an interesting look. Kind of gives you a little bit more of a foresight into what Girahim really is. He's basically Fi, but for his master, Demise. He's a spirit for a blade. Alright, so at least we're well practiced in this fight now. We know what we're doing. Okay, I don't know why my fatal blow wasn't working, but alright. just did random slashes. Nice thing about this fight now is since we have the Hylian shield, we don't have to worry about shield bashing all the time because we can afford to do that. We don't have a health meter now. Well, for a shield. We definitely have a health meter as I'm blinking like crazy. There. Phase 1 down. You're always the easiest phase. Now for the real punishing phases. Now for the real fight to begin. Ow. That hurts, but we still have a fairy, so we're still good. Now I got a double hit. Good. Oh, I didn't even know it was charging until it was too late. It's so nice to be more frugal with my shield because shield bashing makes this fight so much easier. I was afraid of doing this in the first fight because I had a finite amount of health. Speaking of which... Nope, that's the wrong direction, Link! Oh god, that was close. What you gonna do is the slow way. Stab him! Snap! I'm like stabbing so much! I hate motion control so much. Oh, frickin' motion controls. How did I work? Not well, apparently. Let's confirm that theory we have from earlier. Do we have to do the whole horde again? Okay, no, we don't. In fact, he's actually really kind, keeping the door open. Can you wait like 5 minutes? Yes. Huh. I did not know you can do this. Hey, Gearham, give me like 5 minutes. You can have your ritual for a little bit. I'm gonna get a quick barrier 3. It's fine. Time travel's a thing. I'll just come back before your ritual's done. About Gearham not knowing about the Triforce, why the demons were fighting Hylia, and Gearham's sword form has the Triforce symbol on it, upside down. Still feels like he should have known about it. Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. It feels kind of like a weird, like, plot hole thing at that point. Like, he should have known about the... Are you kidding me? He should have known about the Triforce because he kind of has it baked into his own emblem, too. So, it kind of feels weird. And almost like they forgot about that point. Thank you. Where's my sword? Yeah, that's not centered. Yeah, that's definitely not centered. Holy crap. That explains all the issues we were having in Gearham 3. John, how right motion controls suck. I mean, they're fine in a lot of games. It's just, this is the biggest point for a lot of people with this one, saying they hate the game because of the controls, which I can completely understand. I think this is one of the best games in the series in terms of like raw writing and dungeon design, such like that, but the controls definitely hold it back for a lot of people and make it very unplayable in their eyes, so I can understand it. I think the biggest point is I should really not play this in front of a monitor like 3 feet away. This is how my stream setup is, so it'd be much harder to control things if I was sitting over on a chair halfway across the room from my computer. Wouldn't be ideal. It's really nice we don't have to make this long trip back. Thanks, Fi. I'm glad you have like this cool teleportation trick on your side now. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what we have equipped at this point. I'll keep the bug nav equipped, why not? Did I gotta watch this cutscene again? Yeah, we're gonna skip it. Yeah, still no beetle, I don't know why. Okay, didn't mean to do that, but at least it doesn't do damage. Why are you flashing at me? Oh. You analyzed everything for me, thanks. I don't care. I fought this guy like 10 times in this one playthrough. We're not listening to this. Okay, I don't know where that staff came from, but thank you for not actually reading that as damage, because he would have reset his whole pattern there, and that would have sucked. Alright, double hit, that's good. Couldn't get away from that in time. Again? Okay. 3 times! You done? That was a late shield bash, that was bad. Very late shield bash, okay, that's bad. At least we have the fairy. Phase 3. Alright, let's be very careful here. One wrong move and we'll just die because of this giant sword doing so much damage. Okay, never mind. That does normal damage. That's kind of surprising. I did not stab their game. I wasn't even moving the remote yet. I was holding it still. And we did it. Oh, thank you. We were 1 hit away. If we died there, that would have sucked. It's a good thing that phase doesn't have nearly as much health as the others. Oh, I don't like him laughing. That's not good. Ah, crap. That fight was just a diversion. The whole time, he was still able to concentrate while fighting us to complete his ritual, so unfortunately, Demise is revived. This scene's gonna be painful for headphone users, including me. She has a very loud scream, but I can't blame her. She had her soul sucked out of her. I would scream too. Yeah, and of all things, this is in Prison 1. If this was the current timeline, this would be weird because he had arms in our timeline. But in this one, he hasn't matured that far yet. Or at least in this form. So that's it, huh? That's the Demon King in the flesh. Got some sick looking hair though. Gotta give him that. So after all that hard work Girahim just did to revive his master, this is how Demise repays the favor. He's done with his services at this point. He doesn't need him to be a living being at this point on, so he's gonna suck back out his soul and use him as a sword. That's the fate for Girahim now. To be a blade. Now, he don't care. He's just happy his master survived. That's how you know this is a Demon King. He doesn't care who he kills to get his thing. Yeah, I did make it clear to him he's just a weapon. It's just the point. He doesn't care who he sacrifices to get his way. He'll kill anyone for anything. Showing how pure evil this guy really is. Also, look at his sword. Look familiar? That's an evil version of the Master Sword, basically, because it has the same kind of molding. It's a little more jaggy compared to ours, but it's basically the same type of sword. Hi, Groose. Where'd you come from? So I'm guessing during our fight with Girahim, Groose decided to come back in time as well to help, and it's really good timing. Because if he hasn't rushed in like this, Zelda would just fall down and probably break in her whole body. She's dead at this point, but we want to keep that body alive as long as we can. Because there's a catch to what Demise pretty much did. Her soul got sucked into Demise to revive him. But we have a short window of time to kill Demise to save Zelda. So we need to keep her body safe. Man, what a scream. So this is what I was talking about before. Bruce is letting us know that we have a short window to get Zelda back, as this guy just absorbed Zelda's soul. And before he fully absorbs it, that is our chance to get Zelda back. We're not sure how long we really have. They don't specify, but we're assuming at this point mere minutes. It's very generous that Demise decides, you know, we'll spare a couple minutes to fight Link. Because that's going to be your downfall. Alright, we're giving him said he'll give us a few minutes before we do something, so let's take him up on that. I kind of need health, so we're going back to the Sealed Ground Temple. Because I kind of need hearts. I'm not going to the final fight, which is a one-hit KO state. That would be suicide. I mean, I know I'm stupid in these playthroughs, but I'm not that stupid. One interesting thing, though, is not coming back in here. Bruce returns in here, and we can actually talk to him. Got a serious sweat going. Oof. Don't touch me. I'm not sure where she is at this point. They don't really specify. I'm assuming they just shoved her back in the same room she sealed herself in. Yeah, there you go. She's in the back room. Alright, I forgot about this. I don't think we can see her from here, though. Yeah, they just shut the door so we can't see in. Alright, but conveniently for us, there's a stool just right here. I'll get all my health back. So we still have one fairy. But, we're not gonna keep it. We're going to this fight raw. 6 hearts is all we get. No fairies. None. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Mr. 2 Zelda's in there now, the one from the past and the present. Yeah, hopefully they don't look at each other. Otherwise, that's gonna destroy the universe as we know it. Alright, so before we go into that portal, conveniently, they put a bird statue down here. Take it. Take it immediately. Saves you some walking. And it's right here right next to the final battle, so you might as well. Alright, so let's do this. So this is a point of no return. So that's why they put that bird statue here. They want to make sure that you know that once you go into this portal, you're not coming back until you kill Demise and you beat the game. That's why Volume gives you an option saying, are you ready to go in? Yes or no. If you're not ready, you can tell her no and do some last minute preparations. You can still go back up to the Sealed Temple, go back through the Gate of Time, and make your way back to Skyloft to buy yourself some more equipment. Get yourself a better shield, get some potions, stock up on ammo, you name it. Yeah, we're going this fight mono and mono. Demise doesn't have fairies, why should I? Yeah, this is also a really interesting environment. It's really peaceful looking right now, but once the fight begins, it becomes a lot more gloomy. This environment kind of reflects the mood of Demise. Right now, he's calm because he's just happy to be alive again. But once he starts fighting us, it gets dark and gloomy, and when he gets mad, it gets stormy. Here we go, it's time for the final fight. The almighty power is sought for millennia. I will take the Triforce for my own. And the world shall be under my foot for eternity. It's time to fight the demon lord himself, Demise. This fight, you can really script this. We got a taste of this back in our boss rush in the Nehru Desert. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to force him to attack us, shield bash all the time, and he's just vulnerable after that. And we're already into phase 2. I am not kidding. You can really script this fight out if you know what you're doing. And you can break it. This is why I say this is probably one of the easiest bosses in the whole series. Now, there's a little bit of an Easter egg here, and it revolves around the butterfly net. I don't know if I can get this to work. It's really difficult to use, so we're probably going to have a death here just from me trying to do this. Come on, do your thing. Stop lunging. Why isn't he shooting me with this? This is so weird. Come on. He just does not want to shoot. That kind of worked. I think. I can't tell because I got hit at the exact same time. We'll have to try that again. So here's the thing. This is basically the same kind of boss fight as a lot of others in the Zelda series. And because of it, the same glitch from Ocarina of Time still works here. The only thing is, we don't have bottles to reflect back as shots. We can technically use our bottles to collect things in this game, but we can't use them to swipe attacks. All the other Zelda games up to this point allowed you to do that, or at least the 3D games. So in this fight, to make up for that, they allow you to swipe back his blade like that when he shoots you with a laser. They allowed you, for some reason, to use the bug net. Of all the things, the bug net works. We'll try that again. I don't like the bug net strategy because as you can see, it's a little finicky. I don't want to show it off. Nah, that was a really bad shield bash. I prioritize a swing on my sword first. Okay, and then that was just prioritizing a spin attack that I didn't do. Okay, thanks, game. Ah, man, seriously, these motion controls are really not great when you're just a few inches away from your sensor bar. You guys get an Easter egg, not a glitch. Reference early is the Aghanim fight. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, because technically you can use the bug net for that too. This was the same principle. I think it is kind of a little bit of a glitch, because at least for Ocarina of Time onwards it was, because the bottle wasn't supposed to be used as an attacking source, but it just was. The bug net makes more sense since you swung it, so it had more of an arcing kind of thing like a sword, but a bottle doesn't, so that's a little weird. I know fans always argue on that one. Either it's a glitch or it's intended for the bottle thing as an Easter egg. At least it's super easy to get back to phase 2. As long as you don't screw something up, because I was really screwing up in that second attempt. Then you can get here with basically no trouble. There you go. That's what I want to do this whole time. So I'm not going to do that again, but that demonstrates the bug net is actually useful in this fight because you can use it to stun Demise with his own attack. Unfortunately, doing that screws up my timing immensely, and that's why I don't like doing it. It's a cool little throwback to all the other games, but Honestly, it's actually harder to use the bug net than your own sword in this fight. I'm not kidding, it's that bad. So it's a cool little thing you can do, but in my opinion, not practical. Compared to like every other game. So I'm making this the real attempt. Now we don't have to do some weird jank with the bug net. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna put my foot down, and I'm gonna say, Demise is dying this attempt. He's not gonna survive. There we go, phase 2. So what you're supposed to do in this fight is hold your sword skyward. We don't have the skyward strike anymore, but instead what we have is the electricity coming from this lightning. And that alone is what we need in this fight. Can we stop getting hit from the stupid lightning stunning me so Demise can rush up and murder? God. Alright, well, so much for that. Just getting a bad ending, just let Demise win. Alright, let's go home. We don't need to fight him anymore. Man, of course. As soon as I say, you know, I'm confident this time because we want to do some stupid jank. Now it's a real fight. Gonna get a first try. And immediately I shove my foot so far in my mouth, I'm choking. Because that whole fight was just giant choke. I've never had that bad of luck where the second I can raise my sword to the sky to get a lightning strike, I've never had multiple times where he just bum rushed me as I'm standing still. Like, that is so unfair. That's the worst luck. Alright, so here's home for a better phase 2. You know, one that actually cooperates. Just have to be really careful because of how much damage he does. That's the biggest problem. That still hit me? I'm surprised. Looked like I was far enough away, so I wouldn't. My beam still went through that. I seen the remnants of my beam. It was still out there. I'm so mad. Here's the worst part about this. I actually fought Demise not too long ago with about the same amount of hearts, but with an invincibility potion. I did that because I was looking into a glitch. I had no problem every time I fought Demise. Tonight's stream, nah. We're gonna just have the worst luck with Demise. That's how it goes. When you're not recording or you're not streaming yourself, you have the easiest time. It's not that bad. As soon as you go on camera, no, worst luck in existence. Oh. Yeah, I love that recording / streaming curse. Oh, Let's Player streamer curse is real. Pretty much. I'm having some real bad luck. Alright, good. He's down. Now, once we do the fatal blow, Another thing, a lightning will hit our sword, but the first attempt you do that, it will always miss. It's guaranteed. But now, we got him down again. Fatal blow, and that was another fake out. He can still do fake outs at this point, but they're not as common. I feel like a 50-50 shot if he's going to do another fake out. So we got unlucky there again. We're really getting unlucky in this Demise fight tonight, but this is going to do it. Demise is down. And with that, we have completed our 6-heart run hero mode playthrough of Skyward Sword. Wasn't that bad. We only had to fight Demise like 5 times. That was the best fight out of all of them. You seen it. He barely did any attacks. He kept on doing other attacks that were easier to dodge instead of the lunging attacks that just basically are an instant you hit. So that was a much better fight. I blinked and I missed it. I'll do it again, but this time deathless. Yeah, so my final death count for this playthrough was 0 deaths. Yep, I did it. All the others did not count. So, since this is a prequel game, this is the first one in the timeline, we killed the Demon King here. This is the force that curses Hyrule from this point forth. As Link defeating him, Demise is so upset, he places an eternal curse on both Link and Zelda's ancestors. An incarnation of my hatred shall ever follow your kind, dooming them to wander a blood-soaked sea of darkness for all time. This incarnation, we will later know as Ganon. And just like a lot of other evil forces that we fight in the Zelda series, we do kill Demise. He is gone for good, but we take his residual consciousness and absorb into the Master Sword, sealing him away for all of eternity. So while Demise is technically deceased, he still somewhat exists inside the Master Sword. And this is how that curse works. At this point, we put the sword to rest, and then the next hero who needs the Master Sword will use it to fight this incarnation going forward. Hey, look at that! Zelda's alive again. I'm guessing as soon as we demolished Demise and came back to this world, the spirit of Zelda just immediately went back to her body. Also, quick question, how did we get back? That portal was one way. Did we just find another one in there? Did Fi help us get out? Like, how did we get back? They never explained. I want to know. Imagine the Master Sword broke in Breath of the Wild 2 and Demise, like all other sealed stuff was unleashed in the world, kind of like the Curie Blade in the beginning of Minish Cap. That would be a cool spin on things, actually. They could easily bring back Demise by having one of these Zelda games. Basically have Link fight something, and then break the Master Sword. Because we've gone other Zelda games where he has to forge his blade. So, seeing the sword break would actually be a very interesting twist on things. We revive the real Demon King, and then your journey is just spent trying to rebuild the sword. Also, this is technically the first time that Fi and Zelda have actually talked in this whole game. She had her chance before when we came back in the past, but she never actually talked to her. Didn't have a need to. So we have one more task here from Fi to complete. Since now we have defeated Demise and we sealed his soul into the blade, Fi's purpose here in the world is now done. So, her last wish and her last command for us is to put the sword into this pedestal, and then she's going to fuse with the sword as well to make sure Demise does not break the seal. Phi is the reason why Demise does not get set free in the future. Phi helps keep the Force held in the sword. This is also why we don't see Phi in any other Zelda game at this point. Because once we put this sword into this pedestal, Phi's consciousness drifts away from existence. Phi no longer exists. She sacrifices herself to keep the Demon King sealed in the sword for all of eternity. It's a pretty big sacrifice. Now that her bond is now not master and servant, she drops the whole master shtick. She just calls us by her name, Link. This really is starting to show the character development with Phi. She was progressing throughout the whole adventure, we got some signs of it here and there, but this right here, this cutscene, is the biggest shift. So she's feeling happiness. A being that did not have any feelings throughout her whole quest starts to learn emotion. She's gonna miss Link. She's gonna miss being out in the world and being able to experience things, but she knows what she has to do and she just has to do it. So this is her final goodbye. Maybe meet again in another life. It's gonna be a lot of Links, so you're gonna meet a lot of blonde hair with green hat looking dudes. Goodbye, Phi. Breath of the Wild did mention Zelda heard a voice from the sword itself in one memory. It seemed though being so long in the future may have weakened her. Possibly? That's another thing too, because we've gotten that established in other Zelda games, like Wind Waker was a good example. The Master Sword starts to lose power over time because people were praying to it, and the people who were used to pray at these temples are no longer existent, they're all deceased. But we need new spirits to pray at the sword, so it can get weaker over time. We have learned this in games like Wind Waker. So, it's possible. It's possible for how long this sword has been a thing, that it could weaken to a point where maybe it can be destroyed. Maybe Phi can start becoming more conscious again. We don't know. We technically don't know at this point if Phi is 100% gone or not. But she's gone to a point we can't interact with her anymore. That much we know. And we haven't seen her in any future games, but the writers can easily change that for future games. They can easily say, you know what, we're going to bring this concept back. And it's possible. We never know, but they haven't to this day. Except Breath of the Wild Link, the guy doesn't like green tunics. He only likes green tunics if you do all the shrines, or you pay money for figurines. So because input refuses to come back to us in the future, Zelda wants to give her something to remember her by. Remember what that bracelet looks like, because that's going to come into play here very soon. Oh, there goes the gate of time. As soon as we step back into it, Impa there in the past destroyed the gate, making sure no one else can come back into the past to take the Triforce for themselves. So remember earlier I said keep that bracelet in mind that Zelda gave Impa. Take a look at what's on this lady's arm. This is when the game now finally tells you this old lady helping you out on this whole quest was the same Impa helping Zelda on her quest. That Impa just went forward into time to help the goddess. And this is the Impa that was left behind to guard the Triforce. The same one helping Zelda, so she remembered her this whole time. It's a very clever little thing, and shows that time travel happened from the very beginning of our adventure. We just didn't realize it. But as soon as we come back, Impa, her quest is done. She has fulfilled her purpose here, so she just kind of fades out of existence. Doesn't feel too good. Honestly, it's surprising to see her hold on for that long. She's a very old lady. She lived for a very long time, so that's very impressive. Now she can finally move on to the next world. As soon as she sees us here, it's like, alright, good, they're finally here. I want to go. That's a beautiful looking area. That'd be great to put in a trailer to promote our game coming out soon. And with that, that's the end of Skyward Sword. So, it's time now for the big reveal. Since that was the end of our adventure, this whole time, I've been keeping track of how many times we died. Keep in mind, this counts anytime the game also crashes. I never counted when we did the back in time glitch on the file select screen using that glitched file. That does not count towards this, so I'll let chat figure this out for like another minute or so while I get my thoughts on the game, but I want people to think about pretty much how many times I died in this whole playthrough. If you follow along from the very beginning, this makes it easier. I want to see what chat thinks. How many times do you guys think I died in total? I'll give you a hint, we haven't broke triple digits, thankfully. I do like this ending reel here because in the first few minutes, we actually get to see Zelda's perspective for a good chunk of the adventure. So this is when she fell down to the surface after being hit from that tornado in the very beginning. Then she finds the older lady version of Impa. Shortly after, then this Impa pretty much gives her garb and says, go on your quest. Try to remember all of your times just being a goddess. Have fun. Wow, you guys are very low. 10, 20? Man, you guys are nowhere near it. I'm glad my chat thinks of this highly of me. You're way off. To make this slightly easier, I'll give more of a ballpark number. It's definitely like below 80, but it's higher than 30. So you got like a 40 number range to work with. Now this here, right here, this scene is very interesting looking with Impa. Notice the little like glowing orb she had in her hand. I believe this is actually where Team Ninja gets their ideas for Impa's moveset in Hyrule Warriors. This specific version of Impa is what they use. At least a modification of it. But that little spear attack, that's like her water move from Hyrule Warriors. That came from this game. A lot of people don't realize that because it's in the credits of Skyward Sword. Yeah, you died 0 times. Yeah, that's the true number. Alright, so I'll reveal the final number. Matt was close with the 50. We died a total of 60 times in this playthrough, which honestly I am surprised about. Again, this is not counting the back in time from the glitched file state, since that technically wasn't the same file we were playing on. Because if I counted those deaths, then we would probably be in the triple digits, because I use that a lot just to get back to Skyloft. But we're not counting that, but we are counting when the game crashed too, so 60 in general is not that bad. I think this is actually less than the 3-heart run I did of the Link to the... Not Link to the Past, I was going to say that. We haven't played that one. Link's Awakening remake. I think that one had a much higher death count. Let me actually confirm on that. I have to keep track of this the whole time because this game doesn't tell you how many times you die. Other Zelda games do, like Ocarina of Time or, as mentioned, the Link's Awakening remake. But this game you have to keep track on your own if you want to do something like I'm doing. Yeah, actually I did beat that playthrough by 15. We ended that Link's Awakening Hero Mode 3-heart run with 75 hearts, or 75 deaths, sorry, and then we ended this one with 60. To be fair, this game is the oddball in the series, giving you 6 hearts. This is why a lot of people probably look to, like when I posted, hey, I'm going to do this game as a live stream series. It's going to be a 6-heart playthrough. A lot of people who haven't played this were probably wondering why. Why not 3 hearts? Because that's the true challenge. And that's just simply because you can't. There is no 3-heart mode in this game. They always want to start you on 6. Since this is a motion control game, they want to give people more hearts so they can easily adjust themselves to a different kind of control scheme. Honestly, what I'm going to say here is going to be a little flip-floppy because on one hand, I really do enjoy this game because it's a very underrated game in the series in my opinion. A lot of people just like the crap on this and saying it's the worst in the series, but it's far from it. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best 3D games in terms of raw structure, because the world building is fantastic, the story is really good, the dungeons are very well thought out, but the biggest thing holding it back is the controls. That's just flat out. If you cannot get past that motion control hump, then this is just not a game for you. And that is why so many people bash Skyward Sword. It's all based around the controls. Sure, I had my fair share of issues with the controls in this whole series, but it's still doable. You can still easily play this game nowadays, and honestly, most of my issues are probably just becoming with my setup. Because I'm not that far away from the screen, I'm pretty close, and that kind of screws up some things. So, playing this a couple feet away from your TV, probably more ideal than just a few feet away from a computer monitor. That makes things a little more problematic. I never really had this many control issues when I played this game on my 42-inch TV, because I was like halfway across the room, so it was more doable. But close up to a screen, yeah, it has some issues. If they did ever remake this game and fix the controls, I think a lot more people will turn around their opinion on this game and say it's a much better experience than they used to say, but this game would need so much retooling if it ever got a remake because of the controls itself being built around the game in mind. This is one of those, if you change the controls, you gotta change so much of the gameplay. And it makes it almost a completely different experience because of it. I definitely recommend people at least give this game a try. If you can't click the controls, understandable. But if you're a fan of Zelda, you gotta try the game because, in my opinion, it's definitely one of the high points in the 3D Zelda series. And probably one of the easier ones for new players to get into if they can get used to the motion controls. Because while it does have a very slow start in the very beginning, like every other 3D game, once you get to your first dungeon, things pick up like crazy. And I know that's another thing too, what you're saying there, Kira. People do say it's also very linear, and it can railroad you a lot, but to be fair, that started with Twilight Princess. Like, flat out, that same issue happened with Twilight Princess. And people say that's a much better game compared to this. I'm like, are you serious? Both games have very similar issues. The biggest issue in comparison is the controls. I kind of think this is a little bit of a stronger game than Twilight Princess in a lot of ways. Again, story-wise is a big difference. Minnie's a better companion character, so you get a lot more, like, emotional attachment to her. In some ways, Skyward Sword does, like, overall character buildment a lot more interesting. Especially with Groose. Groose is one of the biggest examples of that. So now with no more evil here, and Zelda doesn't have to sleep for all of eternity, he decides, hey, you know what? I just want to live here on the surface. Go ahead, just play around the surface, watch the clouds, pet the Triforce. Hey, what about you, Link? What are you gonna do? Well, funny you should say that. I want to fight Demise again. Link, no, we're not doing that again. It's already dead. You don't have to bring back up a dead meme. So that is it. That's really the end. So, a couple things to go over here. For starters, when you beat this game on a normal file, it prompts you to save over it to begin a fresh file in Hero Mode, which is what we were playing in. But once you beat the game in Hero Mode, then you can create a save just right before the final battle. So we'll go ahead and do that. So this is very different. I don't know why I gotta skip there. That was a little weird. Okay. So now you can see our Hero Mode file has a Triforce here in the corner. So once we reload our file, we're put here right in front of the Demise battle. So we can easily fight him again. And we would be saved with whatever kind of equipment we had at that point. So whatever ammo we used, whatever hearts we replenished, it would save that state. So you can't get like another Hero Mode file from this, which is kind of annoying, because the only way you can make a new Hero Mode file for you to use, so if you're a type of player that prefers to play this game in Hero Mode, you have to have a file pretty much ready to beat Demise on the normal game in order to get the Hero Mode file. Because you need to save it with that. You can't do it from a Hero Mode file and just copy it over. It's kind of annoying. It's the same issue I have like Pajama Mode in Wind Waker. You have to have a file that's pretty much right at the end of the game to kill Ganon to make the file. So just never delete a file right before the final boss in case you want to play it this way again. It's kind of annoying for that reason. So, what if I told you guys that because of this weird file state, because of how they put you right in front of the final battle, there is one more thing that we can do because of this. And this is going to take some setup, but you guys like me fighting Demise? You want to see me do it again? We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at a speedrun category for this game, what is known as glitched percent. This is going to be a very short thing. It'll take like about 5 minutes, so probably take me longer to get this set up. But when we come back, we'll be taking a look as what is known as glitch percent in the speedrun scene. So stay tuned and we'll be back here in just a few. Alright, we're back into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more thing here in Skyward Sword before we call this a wrap. So, I took the liberty of putting a new save on the system that has a fresh hero mode file ready to go here in file number 1. And file number 3, as you can see, has the Triforce here, meaning that we've beaten the game and we saved right after the Demise fight. So I want to load up this file, and I want people to take a look at everything here and memorize it. So we have ourselves the Hylian Shield, we got ourselves everything here all maxed out in terms of what we can carry. All the items, maxed out rupees with the biggest wallet, 20 hearts, and the only way you get that in this game is with the life medals. Actually, I don't know why this file has heart medals and life medals, that seems a little redundant. Because why would I need more hearts when I also have an infinite life potion, but whatever. As you can tell, I got this file from online. But yeah, we have an infinite life potion, and since we have the potion medal, it's activated for a very long time. At this point, I believe the potion is good for about 4 minutes. After defeating Demise and saving, I believe it used about 2 minutes worth of its time. So keep all this in mind. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to start a brand new file, and the second we gain control of Link, our objective is to immediately die and activate back in time. So it's going to make a lot more sense here in just a moment. So we're going to start up our file, and we're going to be skipping all the cutscenes, because we've seen all these in our quest. We're not watching them a second time. And just for the record as well, we had our final death counter once we defeated Demise in our standard run. This glitched run, this does not count towards the death total. So we end with 60 and that's that. Because we have to die here on purpose. We don't have a choice. So unfortunately we have to get through the beginning tutorial thing of this guy stopping us to tell us how to talk. Well, that's a little bit annoying, but once we get past his set of dialogue here, then the rest of this is just going to be fast. So one thing we don't want to do this whole time is we don't want to save it all in a bird statue. Because if we screw this up, we want our file ready to be used again in its fresh state. And the only time we want to overwrite this file is when we do a specific glitch. So we're not going to want to save here anytime soon. Alright, so now we're done with this. Now the real magic can start to begin. So we're going to do everyone's favorite glitch in this game called Back in Time. And the fastest way to do it at this point is just to walk over here and immediately fall. I don't know why that happens. Sometimes I try to climb the ledge on the very top of the railing, but he gets the actual railing itself and just falls right off. That looked like it was perfectly lined up for the top portion, but whatever. Just waste some time. If this was a speed run, I would just reset because, like, no. This is a super optimized run. I'm not taking this. Oh no, man, I'm really bad at this game. I gotta really step up the actions here. Because this is gonna be a really hard quest. I gotta make sure I do better. Oh no, why do I... Wait. Oh, no, my controller's screwing up. That's what it is. I have a bad nunchuck, so... Every time I just want to walk around the staircase here, my nunchuck just shorts out and I just jump off like an idiot. Well, this time I'm gonna just hold up on the stick. Wait, what are you doing, Link? I'm not holding that direction. Okay, I don't know why he grabbed the ledge. He really wants to make sure I don't die, but my controller's shorting out again. Oh, dang it, I died. I really should replace this nunchuck. I just got this. This is a brand new nunchuck. I really should not just use this thing ever again, so I'm just gonna reset. I wasn't a fan of that run. Oh, looks like I activated back in time. Interesting. While I'm here, I might as well save my game because it's been a little while since we last saved. I mean, we haven't saved at all on our current playthrough, so might as well save real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to select our file. And as soon as it says saved, we're going in. That may be a little hard to hear, But the second we hit save and hit OK at the same time, the game made a weird sound starting our file. So that should have triggered a very interesting glitch. Yes, it did. Alright, so remember earlier I told you about everything File 3 had? So we have the High Lane Shield, we got an Infinite Life Potion, we have maxed out money, all the items. It saved right before the Demise fight. So, glitched percent, as it's known in the speedrunning scene, it loads the data when you go back in time and save on a fresh file like I did. When you're saving and then starting that file, it loads the data from file number 3 and imports it into file number 1. So basically what we just did is we took our fresh file that had nothing and put us at the very end of the game. The only thing it doesn't bring over, as you can see, are the hearts. The only hearts I have are from my medals, but it did not bring over the other hearts that we can get from heart pieces and heart containers. So at this point, there's nothing left to do but to fight Demise. So let's go fight Demise. It's stuck in the 80% trap just like ZFG. To be fair, I think right now he's more or less stuck in a hundo routing trap because every time you turn around, there's a new SRM setup. Happens one with butterflies, so that's going to take another month to route a route that may not last. I pull out bombs there, that's weird. Minecraft Cam 9, how you doing? Doing at the end. I mean, you getting to see me fight Demise again. This time with more glitching. So this fight's gonna be a breeze since, you know, in our standard run, we only have the 6 hearts to work with, no potions, we're going in raw. This time, this glitched file, it has a potion. Now we're good to go. And because I have an infinite life, I'm just gonna not give a crap. Jump off the ledges, because that's faster than using my sailcloth, so do that. Doing well, that's good to hear. Hope the run's been good. Yeah, I'd say it's been pretty good tonight. Even in infinite life, I still don't have to worry about getting hit in phase 1. Shield bashing so OP. Now, here, I don't care what Demise does. I'm good for a while. This potion is going to be lasting me a couple minutes. Oh no, I would have took 4 hearts of damage, but nah, not this time, Demise. I don't care how sloppy of a fight I have this time, because I'm good. I'm good to go, my health. This is how it would have been like the whole playthrough if I actually collected hearts, like a smart person. And that's it. If this was a speedrun right now and I had a timer going, this would have been about like a 5 or so minute run, although with that weird issue I had with Link walking off the edge earlier, I would have been closer to like 6 minutes, but it's fine. So we can skip everything. I'm not going to watch the credits again, because we can just skip through it. Because there's one more thing about this file that's very interesting to note. So I'm going to let it just get me back to the file select screen to show it. I wish you could skip the end, because it kind of sticks on this for a while. So, because we beat this game technically in hero mode, it does prompt us to make a save right before the final battle, just like it would in a normal hero mode file. So, even though this glitch file went from very beginning of the game to very end in a matter of minutes, it still acted like a normal playthrough. But as you can see, got the Triforce. If I reload the file, I'm right in front of the Demise fight, just like before. I still have all the same equipment. So it keeps those attributes. It permasaves over the file. So I can technically go back in and fight Demise again with this current loadout and still be fine. But yeah, that is basically the glitch percent speedrun. It's really interesting. And I figured, you know, as soon as we beat the game normally, might as well show this because it's a very weird yet interesting little thing you can do. It's not even that hard, because if you know what to do back in time, all you gotta do is save your file and then load it. And if you do back in time, you already know how to do that one too, so really not that difficult. Look, there's a strange way you reach the end of hero mode. Does it have the normal Skyward Strike or the proper hero mode equivalent? It takes all the attributes from the hero mode file in file 3, which includes the Skyward Strike. So it just fully upgrades it. It's not just the base Skyward Strike. So yeah, we get everything. The only thing, again, it does not take from file 3 is the hearts. But everything else, it gets to keep. So, very interesting. In fact, I do believe it even can keep, like, yeah, these amounts too. Like, I think if I had, like, 0 of all this stuff from the standard file, because I think this hero mode file also had 99 to start. But if I didn't have any collectibles here, I think it would have filled the screen with 99 of everything. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for Skyward Sword. That is a wrap. We've beaten this whole adventure, technically twice. So, that's very accomplishing in more ways than one. Definitely one of the harder, like, challenge playthroughs we've done of a Zelda game, and it's mainly because of the controls, but it was still a very interesting one nonetheless. I really enjoyed this one.